Hello everyone, you're tuned into VenaNET Television, and today I'm talking to the founder and the chairperson of VenaNET, Utadu Hlalukana. VenaNET is a skills and social development program that offers a skills program to the larger community of Soweto and specifically targeting the youth.
In the country, in South Africa, we're currently sitting with a number of unemployed young people, and a percentage of almost 25%, if not 30%, that are unemployed, and we're sitting with a group of people that don't have any skills. And so today we want to find out exactly what is VenaNET.
VenaNET is a private company. It has been created specifically to work towards the employment of young people, but young people cannot be employed until they are skilled. Companies, they readily need a skilled person for them to be able to employ. They don't have time to train a person. Even if people are talking about training on the job, it's costly. That training on the job is costly to the company that provides that. So companies will be glad to accept people with skills immediately. So VenaNET, as a private company, is attending to that particular area. And we have structured our program as a company that we are a business development, talking to skills. We are also funding the companies or the individuals that we have created, and we network them so that a person with this particular skill can work with that particular person, and then there will be production in the process.
So for young people that are interested in giving themselves the opportunity to be skilled so they can find work and employment, who are interested in joining your private company, VenaNET, what skills are you offering?
We are offering skills in 5 sectors. We are offering skills in construction. We are offering skills in the performing arts. We are offering skills in marketing. We are offering skills in textile and agri and agro processing sector.
Where do you find that what's the most demand in terms of skills, or in the economy, all the different sectors, where are skills most needed?
Skills are needed almost everywhere in the economy. Just like the president has spoken about production. If we have a lot of skills in production, then we'll have an economy that is growing. We are a nation of consumers, and if we consume, that means we are buying somewhere. Then the people that we are buying from are the people who are making more money than we do, and it upsets the trade balance in our country. We find that we buy more from outside, but we sell less. Then the money that comes into the country becomes affected in that particular process. So we need skills in the production sector.
And how is VenaNET funded, and how do you keep the company continuing, and how do you keep producing those skills?
We are currently using the little resources that we have as a company. We are taking money from our administration budget. We are using it to produce books, to get classes going, and we have got a contingent of teachers that we have employed who are supposed to be teaching. And we desperately need assistance in that particular realm from government, and from the government of the ANC in particular, because it is this government that is challenged by this unemployment of young people. The protests that we see on the streets almost every day, people are asking for service delivery, that service delivery days. The truth is that it's not service delivery that is the catalyst to the violence that we see. It's unemployment or the lack of understanding by young people of participating in growing their country and being responsible citizens. So VenaNET wants to close that gap, and we are requesting from the government of the ANC to assist itself by assisting us to achieve those particular objectives.
Can you tell us whether or not, apart from all the other tangible skills that you do offer, does VenaNET offer social skills and social development?
Yeah, we are offering social skills. One of the skills that we are offering currently is to create a community. People must understand what a community is so that they can function properly in community situations. They can give for free to others, they can develop other people, and they should add the value systems that are part of us as the people. Respect, humility, and passion. We need people to be compassionate, and we need them to know the value of things. Like it's bad if you are unhappy to ban a clinic in your locality, because you are not the only person who needs that clinic. And the thriftiness, how to spend money and how to make more money, because we depend upon the tax system for us to be able to fund education, to fund health, and to fund social grants. And if we don't have money there's no money that automatically comes out. There's no production. If we don't have money there, then the development of the country dies. So VenaNET teaches those social skills, because we need people to understand what is it to be an honorable citizen and a productive citizen.
So now that you've started VenaNET and it's come off the ground, how many students and young youth are you accommodating in your classes?
We have an intake of just over 1,200. Our target, primary target, was 5,000, but because we lacked the infrastructure and we are not well resourced, we couldn't take all the people who wanted to come into our project. We have classes that are already started, and it's a pity that we don't have them now, but if we could make it for you, you would see that our classes are fully loaded with young people. Our strategy was that we're taking people between the ages of 18 and 35.
You know, in closing, how do you feel or think that VenaNET will be able to help? Do you think you'll be able to close the gap, or even maybe a small minority of that gap of 25% people that are unemployed? What gap do you think VenaNET will play? What role?
We are convinced that we can close the gap up to 75%, beginning from what we are doing now and the strategy that we are using to create those employment opportunities. I think in 3 years, we can create employment opportunities for about 75% of the total number of the unemployed youth in the country.
Well, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning into VenaNET TV. My name's Karaboyide. And now we're speaking to one of the stakeholder managers at VenaNET, Nati Mlambo. Nati, welcome.
Thank you.
Nati, tell me what your involvement is in VenaNET.
Okay, thank you very much, Karabo, for this opportunity. My involvement with VenaNET is to make sure that the students, specifically the entire project, it is running smoothly, and the students, the learning environment and the learning areas are conducive for their learning of their choice. But you cannot achieve that except you have all the necessary support that you need. So more than just that, I have to make sure that I negotiate on their behalf with all the necessary stakeholders. We have a number of stakeholders that we are negotiating with, your likes of FNB, Telecom Foundation, the NYDA, and the likes. But obviously, they have to understand exactly what you do so that they will come in and support us throughout our entire project. Thank you.
You're a young person, and the youth of today have almost detached themselves from issues pertaining, the country, the youth of South Africa, and all the problems that they face. What is your driving force? What drives you to wake up each and every day to be part of such an initiative?
It's a series of issues. really. It's not just a decision that you take overnight, and categorizing the youth of today that this is how they think and whatever. It's not a conscious choice. It's not a conscious decision. Like a person like me, I've been like that before. I've thought that way before, but through information that I've gathered, and specifically on this branch, because I represent the youth league in this branch. I'm an active member. I'm in the executive the task team in this branch. So if you do not align yourself with political issues, you can then therefore not be able to speak for yourself, because that's where your voice is. And that's number one. Number two, other people, they would say they don't want to take part in politics, mainly because the government is not doing this, not doing that, you understand? But forgetting that if they are not participating, some people, they will make decisions on their behalf, you understand, from the branch levels, because that's where the real challenges are. That's where we discuss these things. That's where the policies are being formalized, you understand? And when they are applied, they're not participating in the entire process. They're just expecting things to just work out. That's the second part.
Okay, earlier, as a stakeholder manager, and earlier you mentioned that as a stakeholder manager, you negotiate on behalf of everybody else with FNB, perhaps NYDA. What conditions are put in place to make sure that the negotiations are a success, especially for everybody that is in the program?
The truth is, it's when you know exactly what you want, not for yourself, but for others. Because if you are there negotiating, you know exactly that you are an individual negotiating, but there are 1,000 more people you are negotiating on their behalf. And maybe this is my own personal philosophy. My thinking is that a champion is not the one who wins for himself, but is the one who wins for others. And a success is not a person who's successful for himself, but the success is the one who looks for a human need and endeavors to meet that particular need.
Well, you heard it straight from the horse's mouth. We were talking to Nathi Mlambo. Thank you for joining us on VenaNET Television. And once again, you can tune into the YouTube channel for VenaNET TV and you can watch all our episodes. I'm Karawibe for VenaNET Television.